I'm a tough love type of person. I'll be, Keys, no, God, I remember I was sitting on the porch, not the porch, but my balcony, and I'm staring at the push-up and pull-up machine, and I'm sitting there lazy, like, man, I don't even feel like doing it. I just felt this. I felt like I captured the moment and the feeling of what is this feeling? And I'm going in my head, man, you know that feeling is that triggering of pain that they call procrastination. And I said, you know you weak if you subdue yourself to that feeling, right? You know that only strengths that greater version of you is getting up right now and they working out. So I got my black ass up and I started working out, and I felt so proud of myself. I mean, I felt extremely proud. I done posted it on social media. Shit, the world got to see. So in that same moment, it's like the way I love on myself is in tough love. Like I push myself, right? To do better, to grow, to be better. In all facets and area of life. I still feel like I have miles away from becoming a great speaker and a better thinker, because I'm always challenging myself, because my future self is living a life that I'm jealous of. I'm gonna be honest with you, because jealousy is when, but you know what, I'm gonna say envy of. I'm not jealous, because jealousy is when you don't want the other person to have. I'm grateful that my future self has put the work in to live that life, but I want it. I want it. He looked better than me. Let me be honest with you. His muscles is like Creed's. Them shits is like boom, bow. You know what I'm saying? His intelligence is refined. His
Yeah.
communication skills is on point. He booked and busy at a higher level. His crown got 24 karat gold and diamonds in it. You know what I'm saying? That man shining, skin looking good, exuberance. His wisdom is at the hi-fi level. So I envy this brother. So I'm working to become the greatest version of myself, and I know it's possible because I see it in my head.
Yeah.
He be staring at me, asking me, when you go get here? When you go become me? He be challenging me all the time. And I be like, man, you think I fuck you? Who the fuck you think you're talking to? Like, I'm not gonna heed that call. Like, I'm not gonna get better. What you mean? He be like, bro, you got 1 million views, bro. I'm doing 20 million. I'm like, you talking shit, ain't you? You talking shit, all right. I
And
get there.
these are the internal conversations
That's the
that you have
internal.
with yourself,
That's what
right?
I be talking, because
Because
he be stunting on me all the time.
because you strategically and specifically, I won't even say strategically, you made a vision for your future self, right?
Absolutely. Listen, man, I see it. Vision is a guide.
Yeah.
Vision is the guide of life. And living your life according to vision increases happiness and increases favor. So you have to live your life in accordance. You have to live your life in accordance to your vision.
Yeah.
And if you have a good vision, then you are living your life, submitting your life to God, because you are doing a good will. Do you understand that? So you have to live life accordingly to your vision. But if a man has no vision, he is walking and moving blindly. So you have to have vision.
All right. So for the people who don't have a vision for themselves, how can they get started with that new vision for themselves? And
Ask yourself.
and how can your personal vision fit into the collective vision for the culture?
See, I'm going to start with your second question. Vision is your collective. Now, vision is inclusive to the world. Desire is what you want for yourself. But vision is already including the world. You know, I sit here and say, I desire $1 million, right? Why? Because I have selfish reasons that I want this money. Or I can tell you about my vision. My vision is that I'm going to create these products, these services, right? I'm going to produce this value. And once that I create the largest organization in the world, Block World Order, with tens of thousands of students, it's going to bring in millions. But guess what? It is inclusive, that it will be in service of tens of thousands of people. So the moment that it goes from desire to vision, it is inclusive. Vision is not selfish, desire is. See, the desire is the outcome of the vision, but the vision is inclusive because that changes the world. See, people don't get rich off desires, they get rich off visions. You understand me? Visions, right? See, prophets never came and said, this is what I want for the world. They spoke the visions that God gave them. This is collective. They didn't say, oh, I just want to see the world to be a better place because I want to live in a better place. They talking about their desires. No, they say, this is what God showed me. It's inclusive. So in order to find your vision, you have to know thyself. It's questions. See, questions lead you to an answer, right? Questions is a quest. So when you are questioning, you're questing, right? So you have to request from yourself. First, you can say it out loud. My father taught me this game. He said, when you speak something out loud to the universe responds.
Yeah, you putting
It
that frequency out.
responds. Right now, what is when we speak? Number one, when we think, every thought has a frequency, every word has a frequency. So you're creating structure in the universe. So what I did, I had to first stop and I had to think, who am I? What am I? Why am I? What do I want to do? Why do I want to do it? Where do I want to do it? How do I want to do it? See, you have to know the who, what, when, where, how. Why? Once you are able to configure that, you sit down, the same thing you start in a business, your mission statement, your vision statement, you write down, what am I good at? What do I like doing? See, what you're doing is you're learning yourself. See, when you start learning yourself, things change.
Yeah.
See, purpose is directly tied, right, to action. So, and usefulness. So, I always use this analogy. What is the purpose of a remote? It changes channels. It operates devices, right? That's what it does. So the utility shows you your purpose. That's what it's good at. That is its function equals purpose. So what is your function? See, human beings' function is to live, to be in motion, to procreate, to thrive or survive. So at a core purpose, we're supposed to procreate, reproduce, right? The mind has utility, motility. You have ideas, your purpose, because you're given a vision, which is your utility. This is how my mind working. Now I'm supposed to bring that outward into reality, right? So man purpose is to impregnate his mind with thoughts and bring those thoughts into reality. Where do you gather those thoughts? What do you make sure that you influence with the right thoughts? Who are you?
Yeah.
Study yourself, know yourself, write down literally, who are you? See, most people never ask themselves that question, who are you? Not how you doing.
See, the thing
Who
is,
are you?
the information value. That's the most important thing when you studying yourself. The information value. Break that down to the people because I don't think they understand that part of it.
Well, over this past few weeks, we've seen controversial, trauma-filled, gaslighting news consistently thrown at us. Conflict, issues, problems, boom, 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 boom. Now ask yourself, how much of what you intake increase your outcome and your income? How much of it was aligned with your goals and your money and your financial status? Did it make you richer? Did it make you smarter? Did it make you healthier? Did it improve your environment? Did it better your relationships with yourself and your family and others? Did it do any of those things that were positive? Did it come out with a net positive? If the answer is no, there's an issue with your information diet. Now, over the same past week, Dogecoin, a cryptocurrency, is up 125%. Now, some people say, well, fuck Dogecoin, it's a bet, bet, bet. But I can tell you this, the things that you paid attention to did not increase 125% of your net worth. See, I can look at Ethereum. It's up right now to $1,600. It is currently up 50+% from its lows earlier previously this year. But you weren't paying attention to news that you can use, just news that confuse. See, your information diet. If you go get an education, you learn something new, it increases your value. Now it increases your net worth. See, they always say net worth is your network is your net worth. They never tell you that the things that you learn, right, increases your net worth. Your skills are your net worth. What do you know will improve how you grow. So if I'm sitting here and I'm reading books, something in here is going to improve my life, improve the way I think, what I know. It's going to have a net positive. If I'm on Shade Room and I'm only in conversation about Twitter and issues and problems, it's going to have a net negative. Why? Because I spent time that I will never get back for things that were not as valuable as my time. So I lost money. I lost value. So now I'm losing money. You got to think about it. If you spend time on anything, you're paying for it. Time is the most valuable asset we have. So anytime you spend time, you are spending money. I'm going to leave you all with this last thing. Y'all want to know
Hello.
the secret?
Before you go into your last thought, I heard you say time is our most valuable asset. What's the second most valuable asset? Because I heard you say it earlier, and I know
People.
you close. That's not the one I was looking for. I was talking about the
It's
mind
time, people,
and the brain,
knowledge.
the
Now,
knowledge.
I think that you actually are correct. I would say your mind is more valuable than your time. Cause then this is the last point that I was actually going into. So you actually you answering the question I was about to answer.
All right.
Your How do you afford anything in the world? Some people will say with money. No, your mind affords everything. The most valuable thing that we have. See, time is the most valuable asset, right? You make time. How do you make time? With your mind. So yes, your mind is actually the most valuable asset. You're correct, because I talked about this earlier. Your mind is the most valuable asset. So what we have is, like, we got number psychology. We can see a number with a dollar sign and it can be magnetizing where we have no emotional attachment, or it can be repulsive to where we feel like we can't afford it, right? So there's emotional stigmas connected to certain prices. So you can afford anything in the world if you learn how to control your most valuable asset, which is your mind. See, the mind is the most powerful thing ever created in existence. And there's nothing more powerful than your mind that will exist, yet you have one. And with this mind, you have the ability to train it up to become better and better. You can put things in this mind that will develop skill sets that change the way you think and what you can gain and what you can gather, right? Now, this mind can see $1 billion price tag and say that, okay, do I want that thing right there? And it says, mind, how do I need to train you, program you, in order for you to work for me so that I can have that? Now, there's nobody in the world that can tell me that it's not possible, because why? We've seen other people what? Use their mind in that way. So when we look at the mind as this asset, it's all about how we use it. It becomes a real tangible thing that we can learn to control. So when people are like, yo, Keys, I can't afford your program because you don't know how to use your mind. Did you not train your mind up to afford whatever you want? Why? Because your mind is more valuable than anything on this planet. There is nothing on this planet Earth that is more valuable. So all you have to do is learn to leverage the most valuable asset that you have under your command, which is your mind. Don't you agree? Don't you agree? It's all the way you will this thing. See, some people's minds are dull, right? They think of their minds as their brains and their skull. No, your mind is so powerful. And this is what the enemy knows, and he hate that. Once you get focused, you start to develop the mind of God. See, God is power and force. Now you have a mind with power and force. What does that mean? You can make and manufacture and administer change at will. See,
Yeah.
thought is faster than light. You can think it, then you bring it to light. So you have to understand how powerful your mind is. And that's one of my greatest things that I try to teach is the power of the mind. Because once you can think it, you can see it, it exists, you can smell it, it's tangible. How is your mind able to manufacture these things? Because we solely exist in our minds. Our entire when everybody knows when you go in your mind, what's happening, right? You go in your mind, it passes. You get thoughts, they trip over this little X in your mind. You understand me? Light filters to the back of your brain, and everything that we sense and perceive is in the back of our brain. So we literally are never out of our minds. I only perceive you inside my mind. So if I change and I make my mind however way I want to, then everything is mine. So learning the most valuable asset under your command. Now, some people have treated their minds poorly, right? Because your brain health is directly connected to your mental health. So if you treat your mind right, your brain right, you're treating your mind right. You're giving it more energy. When you're tired, your gut is directly connected to your brain, right? So you can have the most powerful vehicle in the world. You can have the most powerful vehicle in the world, but if it doesn't have a battery that's charged, it will go out on you. You have the most powerful computer in the world, but if it's not charged, it won't be calculating anything. So you have to realize that your body must be charged in order for your mind to work. And I'm going to tell you the most powerful charge in the world that you can ever give your mind is truth.
Mm.
So that's all I wanted to come on here and say today. Focus and develop the mind of God. Distractions detract, take you off of traction to where you start to slowly die while you're alive. Time is the measurement of motion, and only dead men don't move.
And what are you doing with God's time?
What are you doing with God's time?